All right, I wanted to post this video to talk a little bit about my experience today. I had the opportunity to go out and do a 9-hole playing lesson with someone who I had played golf before with, actually in a scramble. And I think in a scramble you don't get a really good sense of someone's actual ability. So this was the first time we played golf as it was intended to be our own ball. And it was kind of fun to watch their take on it and just share with them some of my opinions. I'd never had a golf lesson before, definitely never had a playing lesson before. I say this in a very a light fashion. I'm the best golfer he's probably ever played with, and I'm not that good. If you know me, you know that. So it was kind of fun as we were going through the round and talking about his long-term goals in the game of golf. We got to a point where he was just sharing with me that he doesn't practice. He goes out and plays infrequently with his buddies. He used the phrase, I know I suck at golf, uh, which we know that is a fun word on my little YouTube channel. But he said it himself. He's like, my buddies and I, we know we suck at golf. And then he made an interesting comment after that. He's like, yeah, we make fun of the good golfers. And there was something about that statement that it seemed like when he said good golfers and golfers in general, he didn't include himself in that segment of people. So I said, hey, do you consider yourself a golfer or someone who plays golf? And I didn't even let him answer that question because I needed to define a little bit further. And I said, like a golfer lives and breathes and understands the game, practices, gets into equipment, watches golf on TV. We know who golfers are. I'm a golfer. I love golf. I mean, it's annoying to a sense to some people. And he definitely said, no, I don't think I'm a golfer. And that kind of made a light bulb click in my head, is saying that as instructors and as coaches, we get so focused on developing golfers, people who are already in the game, who have become addicted. We need therapy to help with our addiction at some point. And there's not as much focus as people who just play golf, who are not quite ingrained like we are. I think the PGA of America did an amazing program with Get Golf Ready, because that definitely was zoned towards getting people who are not golfers, who don't play golf, to play golf. Okay, so there's my kind of developmental stages. There's someone who doesn't play golf, doesn't have golf clubs, doesn't know anything about it. So you move them to a person who plays golf. They're not a golfer. They don't understand the rules completely. They may have clubs, but they don't play frequently. They play a couple times a year, only when they're invited to do so. They don't go to the driving range. They don't try to hone their craft. And then the idea then is to move them to the golfer segment, so that they're actually practicing. Maybe they're taking lessons, they're getting instruction, they're developing some skills, they're working on their short game, all these things. But I think we sometimes forget that there's a difference between the person who doesn't play golf and the golfer. There's this person stuck in between who is the individual who plays the game, who hasn't quite found the passion for it that a lot of us have. So be really conscious, be very sensitive to what type of person you meet. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Is I'm in a kind of a different world where I have to try to kind of feel people out, be like, okay, are you a golfer or do you play golf? Because there's a huge difference, right? There's people who love to go out, who play multiple times a year. I'm talking like 20, 30, 40, 50 times a year. And then there's a person who just has golf clubs, who who says, oh yeah, I play golf, but maybe that's only 3 or 4 times a year. So make sure you know where your student's from, or who you're talking to and how you're talking to them. And then the idea is to move them from one to the other. You can't take someone who is a non-golfer who didn't play golf and move them to golfer. You've got to get them from person who has no idea to, I play golf a little bit infrequently. It's kind of fun. I don't got a lot of time. I don't know if I want to work on it yet. And then slowly take that person who has been exposed to the game and move them to the golfer segment. So it was really fun to be out there today. A beautiful day. And hopefully we got a lot more of them in store, because let's face it, us golfers, we love to play golf, and it doesn't matter even if it's 40 degrees or 70 degrees, we're playing. There's another difference. As golfers, we're playing anything. People who play golf, it's got to be nice out. So get out there and play some golf, and we'll see you next time.